What's up guys, it's FFDev here, and I'm going to be bringing you guys just a short little update on what I've been doing. I've been really busy, so I haven't been able to work on the engine as much as I wanted to. But as someone pointed out in the comments, there was some optimization I could have done with the texture, so I did that here in the entity component. I now have it where it's taking texture references. So now whenever we get our textures here, and I'm not sure, I don't remember if I had the texture manager or not. I believe I may have created the texture manager now, or maybe it was there before, but now there's a texture manager where you can create all your textures here in the texture manager header file. Then you can go to the CPP file, and in the constructor you're just going to load up all your textures this way that we have them loaded, and then in the entity component system, whenever you pass them in, now it takes a reference. So whenever you create the like the gameplay is the same, but now each so I haven't changed anything else, but now it's only using one texture, so it's a lot more optimized instead of loading a texture for every single sprite. But besides that, this is just a mini devlog. The only other thing I did was I started on the map tools class, and I tested it to make sure it worked, just random stuff in here. The way I did that was, let's see, I created a what returns a string, the open file. You pass in a string to the file path and it opens the file, which basically is my little map1.txt right now. And then it creates a temporary string, and once it's open, you're gonna have a char, my character, and then std vector, a vector of chars, char vector. And I'm not even sure if I did anything. Oh yeah, I did actually. So while my file is good, using that function for the vectors, we're going to be getting the char, and every time we get it, it's going to be pushed back into the character vector array. And then when it finishes that, we're going to, I got another, let's see how I'm going to word this. Another string called character string, and temporary string is equal to the character string. And by doing that, I can then return the temporary string, and it's you pass in the char vector to the char vector end. And basically what I was doing, the whole thing here is just converting the vector into a string and then assigning it to the temporary string to return. Which, I probably could have just returned the char string and it would work because of the type, but I don't know, I just did it this way. But this is a little bit more better because I'm getting where you can get the map data itself. This isn't creating the map itself, I mean it's creating the map data. So like if you were to have a tile grid, something like that, it's a vector of vectors of type char. And the way I did this was I created a vector of type char. It's called temporary row, temp row. And then I created a vector of vectors of char called map. Then in this for loop, we're going to iterate with character C in the map file. And as it goes through, it's going to say if C is equal to a space, then we're just going to push back the temporary row. Because your map shouldn't have any spaces in it in the text file, it pushes back the whole row and then clears it, so now that this is saved into the map vector. And then it, you're going to be on a, because it pushed that back, you're going to be on a new vector. Or a new, a new vector. And it says like, basically like if there's not a space, it just keeps pushing back the characters, which will be ones or zeros or numbers, however many tiles you got. It just continues to do that, and if it runs into the space, then it creates a new vector. That's how you know you reach the end of the width of your map. And this right here is just to make sure that we get the last row. If the temp row is not empty, then we'll push back that. And then it just returns the map, and it can be used. I don't have anything to display on screen with it, but let me get to the engine CPP file. Let's see, where's it at? I tested it using some the cout function and checked the files to see how it works. So it's pretty easy to load the map. You just use map string equals mt.openFile, then you pass in the file path of that function I made. And here's my vector of vectors, which I had to have that way, unfortunately. I created it. That's how you create the map. Map loaded is what it's called. Then it equals create map, and then map string. We pass our string in, and then this right here just iterates through, and actually, yeah, it will show it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this right here. It's just showing that the text file is actually loading. This has nothing to do with the game on screen, but that's what I was doing to test it, to make sure that the map was actually loaded. So now that I know that it's working, you know, I don't even have to have this in here anymore, but that's pretty much the update on how the engine's going. And the next devlog will be the third one. I'm going to have a map editor integrated, so you can actually create maps, and it's going to be decent, I'd say. You still have to create your tiles in like something like A-Sprite or Pixel Edit, but I'm at least going to have it where you can actually paint your on maps and then save it. That's what's coming for the next devlog. Not sure how long that'll take, but thank you guys for watching and tuning in for the update. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.